A Dutch model loses $1.5 million in crypto, and the trail leads nowhere obvious. Even after specialists trace his stolen bitcoins across the blockchain, everything suddenly disappears inside one mysterious exchange wallet. That wallet belongs to a company that claims to love transparency, yet nobody can even find its headquarters. A simple question starts haunting investigators worldwide. If the blockchain is transparent, why can nobody see who stole everything? The story begins in the Netherlands, late 2022, with lawyer Marius Hupkes answering a desperate phone call. On the line is Bas Zijlstra, a Dutch model and self-care coach whose life savings vanished. He had sold his house, liquidated investments, and converted everything into cryptocurrency, believing banks were less trustworthy. A supposed advisor named Mark Grams befriended him online, promising low risk, high returns, and constant personal guidance. Over 2 months, Bas sent multiple transfers to the advisor's platform, watching fake dashboards show beautiful growing profits. The illusion shattered when an unknown company called, demanding extra payments before he could supposedly unlock his own funds. Realizing he'd been scammed, Bas went to the police, but investigations moved slowly and answers remained frustratingly vague. So he turned to Hupkes, who had become a familiar face on Dutch TV discussing crypto fraud and regulation. Neither of them knew that this case would expose a tangled web of global exchanges, shell companies, and regulators.
Hupkes starts where the digital trail begins, hiring blockchain analysts to follow every transaction from Bas's first transfer onward. On the public ledger, they watch the coins jump between wallets, splitting and merging like frantic digital shells. Each new address seems promising briefly, then empties or forwards everything again, as if someone anticipates every investigative move. Finally, the scattered funds converge into one large wallet on a major exchange called Huobi Global. For a brief moment, everyone breathes easier. At last, there is a company with staff and regulations, right? Hupkes immediately emails Huobi, demanding they freeze the suspicious wallet and reveal who controls it behind the corporate interface. The reply arrives from Huobi Regulatory Cooperation, an anonymous team claiming only Seychelles authorities can request details. Strangely, the email names no responsible person, no phone number, only a bureaucratic loop toward a secrecy haven. Instead of cooperating, the exchange hides behind geography and paperwork, even though the stolen coins sit openly on its platform. So Hupkes sues Huobi in a Dutch court, arguing a global exchange cannot forever hide behind offshore excuses. Months pass, filings pile up, and meanwhile, the exchange quietly rebrands from Huobi to HTX, relocating operations somewhere unclear. Publicly, HTX barely explains where its headquarters are, presenting itself as a borderless brand existing everywhere and nowhere. Meanwhile, other victims contact Hupkes: a Canadian farmer, a Belgian scientist, a Danish politician, an Australian mining procurement specialist.
Independently, they had all traced their stolen cryptocurrency to the exact same exchange wallet that captured Bas's disappearing coins. Each story is different, but the pattern feels eerily identical. Online advisor, fake platform, sudden blockage, funds vanishing into HTX. As more reports arrive, that single wallet looks less like coincidence and more like a deliberate industrial pipeline. Blockchain data eventually reveal that nearly $10 billion in Bitcoin passed through that address within just a few years. For an ordinary customer wallet, that volume is bizarre, more like the flow of a hidden institution than one trader. Police in Spain, China, and several other countries quietly open investigations, all circling around that same hyperactive HTX-hosted wallet. Yet despite victim complaints and law enforcement questions, HTX neither freezes the address nor voluntarily reveals its elusive owner.
To Hupkis, the silence feels less like negligence and more like someone protecting a very valuable, very problematic client relationship. Behind the scenes, European journalists and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists begin gathering leaked documents, complaints, and regulatory correspondence. Their files hint at an exchange network stretching from Malta to St Vincent and the Grenadines, Cyprus, Switzerland, and beyond. The names look confusingly similar. Ownership chains loop through shell companies, and every jurisdiction blames another for proper oversight. Malta's regulators insist they only supervise the local licensed entity, not any offshore cousins sharing the same brand elsewhere.
St. Vincent, with looser rules and little transparency, quietly hosts one company closely linked to that explosive wallet activity. Official notices emphasize boundaries and separate responsibilities, while victims see only logos, marketing, and promises of strict compliance. As lawsuits progress and investigations multiply, one question sharpens. Are these exchanges protecting customers or sheltering organized financial crime? The breakthrough comes when a Dutch judge orders HTX to reveal the wallet owner or face massive financial penalties. After months of evasive emails, an anonymous HTX representative finally admits the wallet does not belong to any individual customer. Instead, it belongs to another exchange, Kyrex, a little-known company registered in lightly regulated St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Investigators then find Kyrex markets a separate Malta affiliate as compliant, while the offshore arm handles riskier flows. Kyrex uses so-called nested accounts on HTX, routing client trades through one giant wallet that looks indistinguishable from ordinary activity. That same Kyrex wallet, records show, serves suspected scammers, a bribery suspect, and sanctioned pro-Russian fundraising networks. Overnight, the case stops being about one unlucky Dutch victim and becomes a window into industrial-scale, cross-border crypto laundering. Officially, investigators say Kyrex's loose identity checks and nested structure created conditions where criminals easily recycled stolen funds. Complaints and court filings suggest exchanges earned fees on every transfer, while victims and police fought offshore secrecy.
European authorities now warn that complex, multi-jurisdiction crypto groups with opaque governance can leave dangerous gaps in money laundering supervision. Supporters of stricter regulation believe HTX should have frozen the wallet early, once multiple countries reported identical scam patterns. Others argue the problem is deeper, a race among exchanges to appear compliant while quietly outsourcing risk to offshore entities. Some skeptics think Kyrex simply grew too fast, relying on flawed tools and being overwhelmed by sophisticated fraudsters. Another theory suggests sophisticated criminals deliberately targeted Kyrex's weak spots, using fake identities and stolen documents to flood its systems. From a neutral standpoint, evidence suggests a toxic mix of profit incentives, fragmented oversight, and technology outrunning law. Yet whether we call it negligence, opportunism, or cleverly disguised complicity, the result for ordinary investors remains painfully the same. At the center of everything still lies that single Kyrex wallet on HTX, swallowing victim savings from around the world. Do you see this mainly as systemic negligence in a young industry, or as calculated exploitation by exchanges chasing profits? Was Kyrex an overwhelmed startup caught in a regulatory gray zone, or a deliberate gateway for organized financial crime? If you were judging this case yourself, which explanation would you believe? And what detail disturbs you the most?